Okay, this is 1.1, identifying ways of earning income. And we're going to talk about different ways that you can earn a wage, different jobs that that have different ways of earning income. But before we do that, let's try a little bit of mental math. Let's add 500 plus 750 plus 1200 plus 250 without the use of a calculator. Let's see if we can do it in our head. Best way to do that is maybe on the 750 and the 250, let's knock the 50s off, add them later. And so we have 500 plus 700 plus 1200 plus 250. Well, 500 plus 700 is 1200. 1200 plus 1200 is 2400. 2400 plus 200 is 2600. And then we add to 2600 the 50 and the 50 that we took off before. That's 100. So we end up with an answer of 2700. We didn't even need to use a calculator for that. And the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. Okay, these are good mental exercises to practice. 10,000 plus 12,150 plus 3,820. Well, we can do that in our head. On the 12,150, let's knock off the 150, and on the other one here, let's knock off the 820. And let's just add up 10,000 plus 12,000 is 22,000, plus 3,000 is 25,000. And then we've got 100 and 800 that we can add to it, so 25,900. And then we can add the 50 and the 20 is 70, so we'd end up with 25,970. So we can do things like that in our head, and you get better at it with practice. Okay, so what are we talking about right now in 1.1? Well, we're just looking at ways that we can earn income, but we have to know what the word income means. Well, income is just money received for work, and there's different ways that people get paid depending on the job they do and where they work. The most common one is probably an hourly wage that you know about. Okay, you've probably had a job where you get paid by the hour, maybe minimum wage. Store clerk, fast food restaurant worker, working at the mall, working for a friend, you get paid an hourly wage, so you get paid so much per hour, maybe $10 an hour, and then every part of that hour is calculated. Okay, that's the most common way. Another way to earn income is by a wage and tips. A restaurant waitress or waiter would earn money this way, wage and tips. They get a base salary, and then they would make a lot of money off the tips that they receive from the diners or from whomever. Taxi drivers and hotel workers also get paid a wage, and they also get tipped. A salary. Well, the salary is common amongst professionals. Myself as a teacher, okay, we get paid a salary, so much per month, so much per year, and then we get paid every 2 weeks, every month. We're not bound by the amount of hours that we put into it, although there's a minimum amount of hours, but we can work basically as many or as few hours as we need to just to get the job done. Okay, so that's what a salary is. So some weeks I work more hours than other weeks. Commission. Car salesman would be on commission. Real estate agent would be on commission. They get paid a base salary, and then they get paid a percentage of a car that they sell or a house that they sell. Okay, so we start out with a base salary, which probably isn't too large, and then they make their money on how many cars they sell in that month or how many homes they sell in that month, and they get a percentage of that, usually anywhere between 3 and 5%. Then you have royalties. Well, royalties are usually how musicians make their money, how many CDs you buy of them, how many downloads you purchase of their music. An author would make money on royalties, how many books they sell. Piecework is something that maybe a factory worker would get paid, how they would get paid. They would get paid probably maybe a base salary, and then they would get paid as to how many items they produce on their machine or in the factory, whatever they're doing, whatever they're making, they would get paid as to how quickly they produce. Then there's a contract. That's the last one. Well, a contract is basically a payment for a fixed period of time and for a fixed amount of money. For example, a contractor, a general contractor who's building a home, he would get paid so much money to get the job done. If he gets the job done quicker than he intends to, then he gets paid the money and he can go on to the next job. Okay, so they have a maximum time that they have to get the job done, but if they get the job done sooner, then they can go on to the next job and make more money. The trades are an example of contracts. Okay, an electrician, a plumber, a carpenter. They're not bound by a specific time. They get paid a certain amount of money to get the job done, and it's to their benefit to get it done as quickly and as efficiently and effectively as possible. Okay, so that's all there is for this unit.